Hello, good evening, viewers. I'm Mr. Upra, ISAP Academy Director. Welcome to ISAP Academy. Today, I'm doing a live question and answer session to discuss about the common problems research students face when they are attempting to start new research projects as a part of their MSc or PhD programs. So, today I'm going to answer the questions from students who are joining me in this live session. So as an ISAP Academy, we are here to help postgraduate students like masters and PhD students who are struggling in completing their thesis. We are here to help from starting their research project, completing their research project, writing up and publishing, and also we'll also guide them how to get through their vivas as well at the end of their thesis. So today my main motto is to touch base some common issues research students face during their research journey. I'm waiting for students to join. So in ISAP Academy, we are here to help postgraduates, mainly medical students, postgraduates who are struggling to pass their thesis and who are struggling to write up their and submit their thesis for their master's or PhD program. I'm waiting for the students to join. This is a live interactive session to answer students' So ISAP Academy was founded by myself and Dr. Morgan in 2021. The aim was to support the postgraduates in writing their thesis and publishing their thesis as well. I'm still waiting for the students to join my live session. I'm not able to view your questions. Let me Okay. Let me. So Javed has joined the live stream, and also Archie has joined live stream. So let me look at the questions Javed and Archie has asked. Okay, interesting. There are four viewers. Three people have joined the live session. So Archie has say good evening. Hi, good evening, Archie, and Archie and Javed has joined the live sessions. Javed asked question: should my research question be unique? Can I continue with the previous research? That's an interesting question, Javed. Yes, if your research question is unique, that's well and good. You can get a Nobel Prize, but not many times your research question can be unique. As unique as it can be, as unique as finding something completely new, inventing something completely new, is not that easy, as you know that. So most of the time we continue with the existing previous research. Normally, for masters and PhDs, usually the projects which are pending in the research, in the health research, will be taken up, and then will other students who are coming after the previous incomplete research will be considered continuing the same research, if it is doable or if it is fruitful. Number one is, most of the health research questions are quite vague and broad, and sometimes to finish a project we need to have endpoints. So most of the time the primary objectives, and if endpoints are met, we can conclude the research. So in the health research, it is not possible to conclude, either due to lack of time or lack of patients, recruitment issues, funding issues. So there can be various issues. So most of the time people struggle to complete their research if they are doing original research. But if they're doing some research projects which are already well formulated, and also which are ethically approved, and also in trials are rolled out, then it's easy to continue that kind of research. So not necessarily you should pick a unique topic, but you can be part of the bigger trial, and still you can get your master's and PhD. But you need to pick up your primary objectives and endpoints so that you can write up. I hope I answered your question, Javed. Any other question? So for the new people who have joined the chat, I would say I would like to introduce myself. I'm Mr. Malik, one of the surgeons. I work as a surgical registrar in NHS. I do part-time teaching for masters and PhD students. Last year I taught about 18 students for their masters and PhD programs. I help them in medical statistics. Yes, Archie has got another question now. What type of research question are acceptable for masters and PhDs? That's an interesting question, Archie. So what type of questions? Yes, usually professors guide you to pick the appropriate research question if you're not able to formulate research question on your own. Most of the time these are the pending projects which are not done previously, or are a new type of element which needs to be evaluated. For example, if you rolled out a test for bowel screening program, new test, you want to see the efficacy of the, or what is the sensitivity and specificity of that new screening tool. And the only way to find out is by conducting a retrospective study, or by gathering the data and analyzing it. So that becomes a benchmark for further future trials. So for an MSc and PhD program, you can pick up simple projects as simple as like a systematic review on the existing tools or existing literature where it's already published, and you would like to do a systematic review of all the literature available, and then summarize it and say that this is bad, this is good, and this test is good for this kind of situation. So if you're able to summarize to that condition, that forms your thesis. For PhD, we would recommend to have a original topic, because PhD is a long-term topic, like a 3-year project. So systematic review you can complete in 3 to 6 months. Meta-analysis also you can complete in 3 to 6 months. But for PhD, you need to have not just one primary objective. So you should have at least one or two, at least two to three primary objectives, and also 2 to 3 endpoints, so that you'll have many chapters in your thesis. So the topics, to summarize the question for Archie asked, MSc and PhD. So for MSc, I would say previous systematic reviews, if they are already done, if they are more than 5 years, you can repeat another systematic review. If your meta-analysis in that relevant subject is more than 5 years, you can repeat another meta-analysis in that subject if there are more studies published. So most of the time for the master students, it'll be a systematic review or meta-analysis, or simple audits, simple surveys, or a feedback questionnaire. Rarely we take original research for masters, but for PhD we recommend original research. I got another question. What are the common questions I can face in Viva when I'm submitting my research thesis? So professors are not trying to trick you. All they're trying to see is how much do you know about what you've written. So have you written yourself? Has anybody written your thesis? So they wanted to find out how much genuinely you know what you've written. So obviously they look at your abstract. If your abstract has got data and p-values and things like that, they wanted to test your basic medical statistics like mean, median, standard deviation, skewness, kurtosis, and things like that. If you've written that kind of mean, median, and kind of things in your result section, they will ask you what is mean, what is median, what is meant by standard deviation, what is meant by skewness. And if you've written p-values in your abstract, then they'll ask you what is meant by, what is p-values in number one, what is meant by significance, what is meant by alpha. So things like that. At what level of significance do you think that these are good results, these are bad results? So they will test your knowledge to see if you understand your own thesis in the first place. So most of the questions are straightforward from most of the time from your thesis. So to emphasize, we're here to help you in shaping you to attend your Viva confidently. So we will go through your thesis and we will frame some questionnaire so that you will face a mock exam like Viva in ISAP Academy. So we'll train you. Most of the questions will be related to your thesis. I hope I answered your question. So I'm still waiting for some more viewers to join. Okay, so there's another question from another viewer. Do I need to learn statistics to pass my MSc or PhD? It's an interesting question. So, do I need to learn statistics like a statistician? Answer is no. But if you want to write a basic paper with some data in it, you need to understand some basic statistics. Like, I would expect you to learn at least like basic statistics like mean, median, standard deviations, skewness, and kurtosis, and simple summary statistics will help you to understand your thesis better. So especially when professor is asking lots of question about your data in your tables, so it's best you know these simple statistics, because it's important. Although statistician would have helped you to get the results, but it is your job to understand basic fundamentals of statistics, like as simple as that: mean, median, standard deviation, skewness, and kurtosis, and stuff like that. It's important to understand. Otherwise, they might think that your written thesis, or you copied someone else's thesis, or somebody has written for you. So it's best you get familiarized with some basic statistics, but not necessarily like we are not expecting you to be a professional, where you can do like meta regression or we are not expecting, our professors don't expect you to be having knowledge on the regression statistics or regression analysis and things like that. If you're able to understand, that's well and good, but if not, at least basic statistics you must understand. Yes, I'm still waiting for another question. There is somebody's typing the question. Okay, so I'm still waiting for the other viewers to join and ask me some more questions. So while I'm waiting, I would like to say, in ISAP Academy we have tutors who can support in writing the thesis, as well as for preparing for Viva, as well as to publish the thesis after you successfully finish your master's or PhD. So we have tutors to help all the way through your journey, from writing up introduction to conclusion to publishing the data and attending Viva, and successfully completing your journey with us in the ISAP Academy. We are there to help you at every step. Yes, another viewer is asking us a question. My younger brother wants to take up a research, but is not sure which project or topic to take up. What would you suggest? Well, most of the time, let's say if you join a bigger university, you will have lots of students, like 15-20 students, and so professor is not obliged to give you a research topic on his for every student. So some of them will be very clever, they can pick up their own topics, and some of them will be asking help from professors, and they can also ask help from other tutors, and also they can also come ask help from ISAP Academy. We are here to help, especially the master students. So what type of projects or topics you can choose? As I said earlier, so a simple audit to improve the quality of healthcare. Anything that improves healthcare, Any audit can be your research project. Any surveys to find out if a treatment or an intervention is effective or not. A feedback questionnaire, simple feedback questionnaire, how a trial is conducted. And if you don't have any of those kind of things, like no trials, no surveys, no audits, then simply go to a library and do a systematic review on a project, on a burning topic. And if you have a data, then you can do meta-analysis. And if your professor gives you original research topic and you're blessed with, to do a bigger project and you get a bigger name, so most of the time you may not get original research topics. So you have to be, you have to understand the situation, like, all 15, 16 students in master's or PhD program will be getting original projects. They will be either continuing the previous research, or they could simply be doing a systematic review or meta-analysis as a part of their thesis. Okay, there's another question from another viewer. I hope I answered that question. What is the mechanism to pay ISAP? How can I pay and get registered? Gosh, that's how can you pay for ISAP? Yes, so please kindly visit www.isapacademy. So if we look at the list of courses, a drop down menu appears, and when you want to select a course, there are some free courses, there are some paid courses, and there are university bundles and also independent individual courses. So once you click on a bundle or a course, it will take you to payment gateways, and you can plug in and pay directly by bank transfer or a PayPal transfer, and you get access straight away. We get notified that you're asking for access. We provide you access for those online video lectures. And also, once you subscribe for these lectures, we will give one-to-one support as well in the weekends on Saturdays. So, and to register for ISAP, it's simple. If you visit www.isapacademy, when you, on the first front page itself, there's a registration form opens up as soon as you start subscribing for courses. So there's another question from another viewer. How much time does it take to publish my research after submitting thesis? That's an interesting question. Okay, so if you are aiming to publish your thesis, which has got high impact factor, sometimes they may not accept for even for a year, because they look at the original research. So it depends on what type of journal you want to publish. So if you're trying to publish in a journal where a less impact factor, the time period will be less. I'm not asking you to submit in a crap journal, but at least aim for an impact factor of at least 2. So for an impact factor of 2, most of the time they are peer-reviewed journals, and it takes at least 3 months, and it can be between 3 to 6 months publishing time, to be honest. So be realistic, especially in publishing times. So people might think that it's easy to publish, but it's not. My first paper is published in 6 months. So from the time of submission to publication, acceptance, and then publication. So it's not that easy to publish, to be honest. So you need to be patient. Once you submit, it has to go through a rigorous peer review process, and once it is accepted, yes, it may take a month sometimes. Are there free courses available? I want to have a look. Yes. So please kindly visit ISAP Academy today. Type www.isapacademy, and there are some free courses like basics of paper writing, systematic review, drawing conclusions. Some courses are free on our website. I made some courses like basics of paper writing and hypothesis testing and systematic review as a free course. If you have any doubts, please drop me an email at info@isap.academy. Definitely, if feasible, we'll try to give some free courses for you, so that you can look at our course content, and if you want to subscribe for advanced bundles, then we'll help you out. So if you visit www.isap.academy, on your right hand side on the top end corner, you can select menu and drop down list will come, and there are courses. Some are free, some are paid courses. So if you want to select bundles, they are meant to be for university students, for those who are preparing for masters and PhD students. So these are research modules. They are tailored for some bundles. One bundle is tailored for masters and other bundle is tailored for PhD students. So these bundles have got a lot of information, from choosing research subject to for a systematic review, meta-analysis and data analysis and regression statistics, and also drawing conclusion and summarizing and writing up your thesis. So it has got all the modules. So please kindly visit www.isap.academy. I'm still waiting for some more viewers to join us. So it's interesting, this online courses. I started online courses during COVID time, and there was a big demand during COVID time. There was big demand during COVID time for online courses because of the restrictions, and so students used to join Zoom lessons. But now the demand for online courses has decreased, but students do need to revise the actual modules. So the platform ISAP Academy is giving a chance for students to revise all research modules, because once you subscribe to modules, you'll have unlimited access for a year at least, and you can repeat the courses again and again to get more out of it. So, and also these are tailored exactly for the needs of the masters and PhD students. So unlike in live courses, sometimes it may not be tailored for the individual needs, but here when you subscribe for any bundle, we will also support one-to-one and see what is the best course that suits your needs. So we'll also give you more access if needed. Okay, so there's another question a viewer is asking me: can my research subject be without any data? That's interesting question. Yes. So not all the research questions in the healthcare has got some data. So most of the time it could be simply a qualitative questionnaire. Can be a part of your research subject. So qualitative questionnaire like what is the patient's how do the patients feel after receiving so and so treatment. So it's sometimes simply are they feeling better, or yes or no type of things, or is there an improvement in the quality of life. So those kind of things. So not every research will have the question, not every research topic that is for masters and PhD will have data in it. Simply you can do a qualitative studies where there is no data, just simply a questionnaire, a survey questionnaire, like Survey Monkey questionnaire, and you circulate and then circulate to patients or peers, and then you can summarize it and write up as a thesis. So I'm still waiting for some more questions. But obviously, if you have a data in your research topic, the likelihood of publishing that research topic or your thesis successfully publishing the chances of successfully publishing your thesis will be higher if you have a data in it, because people love data at the end of the day. But you don't need to get disappointed. Some of the quality questionnaire studies, high quality questionnaire studies, are accepted in good journals and also on the PubMed. You can see lots of quality questionnaires published on the PubMed. So another viewer is asking question: my classmate is finding difficulty in completing her research paper. Is disregarding and starting on a new topic is better? I wouldn't recommend to discard any of the existing research. It's a hard work, so sometimes people do mistakes. So mainly, it's not a focused research. That is why all the problems comes. So when you tailor your primary objectives, when you modify your primary objectives, and also the outcomes, you have to define your outcomes. Number one, you can't have like 100 outcomes out of a single primary objective. So you need to have a realistic outcome. What is your expected outcome? So you need to have realistic expected outcomes, and also your primary objective should be very precise and focused, so that you can refine your research question again and get a primary objective set, primary goals are set, and then look for the outcomes, and don't over expect your outcomes to be like falling in, don't expect always to be a good result. It could be sometimes bad result, it could be negative results. So be prepared for the worst. So nobody is expecting you to when you're doing for masters or PhD, nobody is expecting you to have a good p-values. You can have a bad p-values. So at least you're saying to the rest of the scientific world, saying that I've conducted this research and I got negative results, so that nobody else will do that research again. Am I making sense? So we'd never recommend to restart another new project unless it is dead end. Most of the research projects which are incomplete, when they come to ISAP, we are able to modify research question and are able to set primary objectives and get the endpoints, and you can write up thesis and submit it. Okay, so another researcher, lady researcher, is asking, can I do original research for MSc thesis? What are the advantages and drawbacks? That's interesting question. Doctor, so original research carries advantages, has got advantages. Obviously, you can even get a Nobel Prize with original research if you're successful. But completing original research is quite tough. Number one is, even setting up original research is going to take some time, especially if you're starting from scratch. Original research, you have to apply for ethics committee. Ethics approval will take some time. You have to write the protocol, apply for national research, ethics committee has to approve that protocol, and then you start pilot phase, and you have to get the funding. So all this will take some time, at least 3 to 6 months. And if you're doing masters, you have maybe sometimes only a year to complete your full-time masters. So if you lost 6 months in getting your protocol accepted or ethics approval, then where is the time for you to actually start study and finish and then write up? So sometimes it is difficult to take up original research for masters. But for PhD, because you have at least 2 to 3 years time, yes, you can apply for the ethics committee, you can get your protocol approved, and then yes, you can start pilot phase, you can apply for funding. Yes, you can do that, original research for your PhDs. So again, we are here to help you. We are here to help you in the ISAP Academy. We guide students who are struggling to understand various key elements of all the research modules for their theses. So we help them from writing introduction, tailoring their objectives, and gathering data, pooling the data, statistical modeling, statistical analysis, writing up results, drawing conclusions, and then summarizing thesis and publishing as well. So we are here to help you. I'm still waiting for some more questions from viewers. Okay. So again, for the new viewers who have joined us, so I would like to say I'm Mr. Opera, one of the ISAP Academy founder. So in this ISAP Academy, we teach medical statistics, and also I teach research modules, and there are online modules available which can be accessed. There are university bundles. Please visit www.isapacademy. Okay, so there are some more questions I need to answer. So let me answer this. Do I need to do literature search as a part of research? Well, you see, why do you need to do literature search? You know, this is to avoid duplication. You're not going to reinvent wheel again. So you need to know what is already published there. So the only way to know what is already done in your field is by doing a literature search. So you will know where exactly the research is stopped and whether they achieved something or whether they failed. At least you will know that this is a good project to take up or bad project to take up. So a systematic review will help you to understand what is done already in the past so that you don't need to duplicate again. I hope I'm making sense. So it's really important. You may think that this is a completely new project, but people might have done already somewhere else. So you need to be careful. So it's important you do a literature search first. Can my research question be broader? That's the another question the viewers are asking. Can my research question be broader? Well, you can have a broader question, but you don't have that much time to finish that many primary objectives or endpoints. So I would say the more focused you are, the better your outcomes are, and the better you can finish your project quicker, and within time frame you can summarize and you can start putting things together and complete the thesis. So I wouldn't take a broader concept. I would always refine my research question and set my primary objectives and goals before even starting the project. If you go with a broader question, you have to, sometimes you may not have a good outcome or an end point where you can draw some conclusion out of it. So I wouldn't recommend broader topics for masters, but probably for PhD, yes, I would recommend broader topics, because it allows you to, it gives you a bit of flexibility, where if you get a negative result, you can even summarize your negative results so that people don't repeat the same research again. So a broader question is difficult to conclude. That's my understanding. So I would set primary objectives and secondary objectives at the beginning itself. I hope I answered your question. I'm still waiting for some more questions. We still got at least another 10 minutes, so let's see if any other questions comes. So for the new viewers who have joined, I am Mr. Upara. I'm one of the ISAP Academy founder. I'm the director of ISAP Academy. Okay, there is another question coming. If no data, is my research publishable? Yes, if there's no data in your research, and when you summarize your thesis, there will be an end point. Any qualitative research, there will be a conclusion that whether a primary objectives are met at the end of the study or not. Whether there is a good outcome or bad outcome, there is a conclusion. So most of the qualitative studies still get published in high impact journals. So yes, you can publish it, but you have to be methodically absolutely perfect when you summarize the qualitative questionnaire studies. I hope I answered your question. You can still do a kind of analysis on the qualitative studies data. Basically, for example, yes or no types of studies, you can still summarize it, although you may not have proper statistics in it, but you can still summarize into bar graphs, pie charts, and things like that, and make it to look beautiful and make it visibly very good when you submit a paper for publication. So if you don't have much of data, you can still make it publishable by summarizing the data into pie charts, bar graphs. I hope I answered your question. So thank you very much. So I'm here to help. I'm Mr. Upara. I'm the ISAP Academy director, and we are here to help you to successfully write up your thesis and submit, and also pass your viva, and also to publish your thesis. So all the best. Please visit www.isapacademy. Thank you.